I'm Mark Schneider, you're watching Schneider Classics, and today we're going to play with this motor. So changing the engine on this truck is not an easy task. I can say that for sure. It's been a couple days. I'm still struggling with it between classes and things. But look at all that. Look at all that brake stuff. All new drums, all new internals, everything internal. Brand new starter, which we're not gonna use now, of course. Like, yeah, why? I might. We'll see. Some starter shims, internals, brake cylinders. Still got a couple brake cylinders and stuff. Still got a couple stuff to come, but like parts. Got a bunch of U-joints, the mounts for the truck, the cab and everything. So we got enough parts to start putting her together. But I'm gonna go continue straddling that engine, and hopefully today we'll get her hooked up. So now that we're in the daylight, you see, we got to change these headers and everything. I topped her up. Oh, there's a bit of an oil leak in the back there. So that oil drip wasn't there before. Yeah, my buddy said I might have to oh, definitely I gotta do the rear main seal on this. Alright, so that's gotta be done. It won't be done today because that costs time and money, and I don't have that right now. That's coming later this week. So that's a future problem. We're just gonna keep dumping oil in her for now. Gotta change the headers out. I just stuck some old oil in her just so we're not letting her rust at all, so she's still lubed up. Don't want water to get in there, don't want anything, so it's just for now, because when I got her there was nothing in the oil filter, so I stuck a brand new oil filter on there, which is not good because I put old oil. But funny enough, that Wix oil filter is like probably 30 years old. I got a set of, it's not 30 years old, it's probably 10 years old. My grandpa, when we brought home the 1 ton, I'll leave a link for that in the description below. The 1 ton, my grandfather gave me a 6-pack of oil filters, or an 8-pack of oil filters, and he went, well, it's your truck now, here's the oil filters for it, because it was a company truck. So we got some work here to do. I got to get her lined up and positioned, which has been a pain in the ass. If I ever suggest anyone doing this with these motor mounts, get someone to help you, because it's not easy. So got to re-shimmer up, reline her, put her in, get it. We're going to take this carb off, because it's a 4-barrel. We're going to take this carb off and replace it with this 4-barrel, because this one's got, it's got a lot less going on for vacuum pumps and all that, and it's a little better. Both have this channel sealed off for reasons, who knows. I gotta line up the distributor on this and yeah, get her going. Place the headers, put the headers back on. I don't know what this was for, because this is not attached to the header. I don't know. But get her all swapped over. I'll let you see. I can turn her over by hand. Ooh. So we got the motor mounts in. This can be disconnected. So we got the motor mounts in, engines stationary, so I got the jack up from the back. They're not fully tightened down because I want to get the transmission in here and the transmission cross member first and make sure it's straight, because I want to get the transmission bolts in, make sure it's straight, perfect. Then go in and tighten these 2 bolts, because there's only 1 bolt on each side holding the engine, which I don't get. It doesn't make that much sense. That's only 1 bolt, but whatever. I do not like doing these. This was a pain. Like the 67s, the 72 truck engine mounts are a pain. If someone has a video for an easier way to do this, because I tried looking on YouTube, couldn't find any. A lot of guys suggested loosen these bolts and do it, but I feel like even that won't be very easy to drop in. Like, I don't see really any easy way to do it. I would love to see a YouTube video. If there's a YouTube video with the factory mounts mounting a V8 engine in here, please let me know, because I would like to use the factory mounts, but they're hard to put in. They're not easy. So now with the rest of the night, we're just going to be hooking up the power steering. This thing go on, hook it up. Hook up the alternator with the brackets. Might have to undo this bracket. They have to undo that bracket. They change over the exhaust manifolds, get them changed out. And yeah, the old alternator on this motor, because this sat in a square body, obviously the alternator sat up here. On the 67s and 72s, the alternator sits over here. So I have the bracketry, it's already on there, to sit over there. But in the future, if I ever wanted to, I could very easily put an alternator here. So I'll take this bracketry off and keep it, but I don't need it. Definitely not straight. So we got to get that. We have to get the mechanical fuel pump in here, get it all hooked up, get the other headers hooked up. I'm probably going to use that thermostat over this one, because this one looks old and used, so we'll use that one. That carbs, got to take off to swap the carbs over. Oh, what else? I don't think anything else. The distributor's got to be lined up and put in here, but I don't know if they get that done tonight. And then tomorrow it's going to work on the cross member. Get the old cross member out, put the new put the new cross member in first, get the old one out. Like here. I gotta do some work on it in the morning, where they weld a little plate here to fix up this hole. So I'm probably hammer it out and weld it from the inside and weld filled it. Let's see, how does this sit? I gotta punch out these old bolts, which they reused the ones from here. Oh. Oh, I gotta set this down. So a lot of progress has been done today already that I didn't show. We left off at last night and the camera died. Intake has been swapped. I'm in the middle. The cross member, automatic cross member, is removed. I gotta put the manual one in. Transmissions come off that engine. I gotta take the flywheel and everything off, retorque it, put it on. Intake gaskets put on. We got our old, I don't know how, someone leave a comment down in the description below or link to a good video on carbs, because I don't know how this linkage is supposed to go. Because isn't this supposed to open this as well? Because this linkage, everything goes back to its location properly. Except for apparently that. Oh yeah, it gets pulled back by this when it gets used. Like plunger and all that, it does work. It worked last time I used it, which was 3 years ago, but so did that motor. I think I know what the problem is. The one head came apart, so the one head needs to be completely rebuilt, and that's what's holding the engine tight, because the piston rod, the push rod, is stuck up in there in a rusty plunger, and so it will not move that. So on the crankshaft, everything is pushed up against that push rod and stuck. So I think that one head's got to come apart. I got to do a bunch of stuff on that. It doesn't look rusty in the internals. The heads look a little rusty, but obviously not bad enough because we're using the intake, which I'm gonna have to re-time it and everything. I took the chrome oil cap off and put the other one on. My tip, if you were doing a 67 and 72 motor, these are a bitch. I talked to a bunch of guys on the forums. They said loosen them off. Like, don't take them off, but loosen them so you have a little bit of play. Get that nut in there and then suck it down. They're not fully tightened yet because, as you can tell, this engine's a little crocked. So once I get the transmission on and the transmission mount on and line it up with the transmission mount, then I'll fully tighten it down. But she's up on the jack, holding it up like, oh, good motor. I'm just working on the cross member, and then it's going to be put on. Then we got to put all of this transmission goodie stuff onto this engine. Get this bolted on. Hi, cat. Yeah, you're a good cat. Get this bolted on, the transmission on, and then we're ready to go to get the cab on this thing, which is awesome. And that's where I want to be. I want to get the cab on this so I can start getting the wiring done. Once the wiring's done, we can do the drive shaft, all this stuff. Are you playing with my motor? This is my motor. This ain't your motor. Get out of here. Who you think you are? It's my motor. Damn cat. Let me push you. Yeah, okay. You're a good cat. So yeah, I'm gonna go work on the cross member. Get that done. Rivets. Well, now I can put her in. That's in. That's out. They get this in. There's a reason they make these notches right here. This would have been way easier if I did this before I installed the motor, but I was stupid. Oh, a little bit of light hammering to get her in spot. Come along tied to the other cross member just to pull it along. I just got to tighten up all the bolts, and there it is, my frame. I might put this back in just for extra structural, just for fun, or not. Probably won't. I don't need it. It's gonna go with the automatic transmission. Oh, awesome. Alright, so I've just been working the whole day I had to take the pilot bearing out of here, which, here, I guess, quick explanation how I do that. Where is it? Right here. You see this duct tape? Take a socket and an extension, do some duct tape to get a perfect seal, like fitting into the pilot bearing. And then, come over here to my old engine. Then, you fill it full of grease. This is why the grease gun's here. You fill it full of grease and you push this and you use, and it's like, you want as much duct tape on here till it feels like you have a air pocket, like a plunger. So you push it in, and as you have your plunger feel, you just tap it a couple times with a hammer. And what you're going to be doing is you're slowly going to be using hydraulic pressure to push out the bearing. This is also how I align my flywheel. As you can tell, there's a medium socket on here. That's the size of my flywheel. Line it up, do my flywheel, angle it, center. And that's how I do my alignment for my flywheel as well. All you need is a socket and an extension. Works like a charm. But I just got to do a couple bolts on the bell housing, get that bolted up. The intake's all pretty good. I splashed her down with some carb clean. I got to tighten up all these bolts. I have brand new long bolts because the automatic transmission's all these short bolts, a bunch of them. So I'm good on short bolts, but long bolts I didn't have. So I went and bought some at Prairie Bearing. If you're a Winnipeg or a Manitoba guy like I am, and you go to Selkirk at all, Prairie Bearing has all bolts, and like Prairie Bearing and Bolt, they have everything for bolts and stuff. They always hook me up every time. Like, I go in, I go, I need this bolt, he's got me. Hook it in there, we'll get the battery, we'll test spin it, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Where they throw this guy. Little tape on this because I'm gonna have to set the timing tomorrow. So we'll set the timing and get all the timing and everything done for this tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna still get the starter going off and we're gonna see if she rotates. Oh. Today itself has been a crazy day. This whole time, this entire video, because I felt like it would be bad if I didn't, is us for the last 3 days pull this fucker out. Well, first hooked up the transmission, learned that this engine is seized, ripped it out, went and bought a motor, put a motor in, swapped the intakes because I need that intake for this, how the rest of the wiring and vacuum and stuff is set up for this truck. It's just, instead of me confobbling the two together, just put that intake on. Get the motor mounted, get the transmission remounted. So I took it off, remounted it. Now we're going to be hooking it all up, lowering this onto the stand, onto the cross member. Get the, yeah, what else do I need to do? Get the starter hooked on, test the starter, and that's probably where they call it tonight. So here, I'll just leave the video rolling for me working on stuff. All right, so turns out that starter, they messed up. I just gave them good credit, and I go to place on, they put the wrong mounting plate on it. Everything else the same and supposed to be it, but it's the wrong mounting plate. It even says on the box and the receipt, it's for this transmission. Whatever, I'll have to contact them and get another one. So put the old one on. Just a jump from right there, go bzz, bzz, and the distributor's not hooked up, so nothing's gonna go because I gotta time it, I gotta do all this. But why not proof of concept? I know some guys out there will be like, oh, but you're gonna wreck your timing. This engine's turned so many times, I've sawed it, I've had to test it because I want to make sure it moves smoothly and it's not seized, because bad luck. So I know it's out of timing. We've also changed the intake, and I have to change to a different distributor because the one I got with this motor was shitty. Kind of am a little upset because when I bought this motor, the guy was like, oh yeah, complete running motor, and was missing the fuel pump, was missing little things here and there, and it just kind of pissed me off. But whatever, if it runs, I don't care. That's what I wanted. I wish I didn't have to do little things here and there, but whatever, need to get this done. Let's see. You'll see right here, she turns over. Stick ya. My battery's dying. Also, that could be tightened down. Show you what I'm doing right here. Yeah, I killed my battery, so the battery's got to go on the charger. That's it. Just jump from there to there. It works. Check in here. So once we get the timing set up, timing and spark set up and a battery charge overnight, we'll come back to this tomorrow, see if she fires up. Hopefully she does, because that would be a pain in the ass if she doesn't. I will not be happy. This motor's got to be torqued a little bit. I gotta wait till the motor mounts come in, but that's fine. I'm probably gonna take a block of wood, cut it in half, and put a block of wood in there for now. Shh, you never heard that from me. Stick that in there for now till the motor mounts come, because I gotta drop the cab on this hopefully tomorrow, so we can start doing the whole wiring harness. But we'll see if she runs tomorrow too and get all that done. So I'm pretty happy with the progress today. A lot of progress, a lot of things done. Like, that's a full-blown engine setup. Oh. Get that all dialed in. Like I said, if anyone knows anything about carburetors, leave some comments down in the description below, because I could use some pinpointers. Gasket, so yeah, that's still a little bit curing, but that's fine. Should be good. It's seated. That definitely is. Gotta figure out where this goes, because I forget. There's a lot on here. There's a lot of stuff I'm new to all this stuff. I'm a young guy, I'm new to all this stuff, so it's taking me some time to figure this stuff out, because I'm figuring this stuff out on my own. I don't have a teacher, a mentor, or someone to show me how to do this. I bought this truck. We started working on it a week ago, so it sat as just a frame. So starting from a week ago is just what you see frame. Had an engine and an automatic transmission to take the automatic transmission out, swap the engine, put this setup in. Got to do a drive shaft, did the cab last weekend. So put this on. So this is hopefully going to be built and on the road in under a month, because we have 2 more weeks. And I need something to drive in 2 weeks. Like, I don't have a choice. I have to drive something in 2 weeks, and I can't afford a car. So we're fixing up this old truck. Getting it safetied. I already have the appointment. To get the windshield changed. Fix up this old truck, get her on the road, and I'll show you how much it cost me at the end of the day. for everything on this, because like I bought this truck, I won't be honest, I bought this truck like 3-4 years ago. It's sat in my field since, and I've played with it, touched it here and there, never really done anything to it till, yeah, literally last weekend I'm like, oh shoot, I need a truck in a month, I need a vehicle. Well, we're fixing up the old 67, and there we go. So follow along for more of the build, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. In the link down in the description below, we're giving away a 340 snowmobile motor. If you go check out that video, it's a pretty little cool motor. It's a free giveaway for the subscribers. We're working on that, but we're going to keep continuing on this build. Oh, stupid cross member. I know, I got tools and parts laying everywhere just because I'm working day and night on this truck. Oh. Once we got our firing, we'll hook up the alternator back to sit right here with the exhaust manifolds, hook up all the exhaust, get it all dialed in nice. I'm getting cold. It's the end. I'm getting cold. It's the end of the video. We're leaving off there today. Check out the next video because we'll get this bad boy fired up. This 305 V8 out of a 78 3/4 ton square body. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.